Hello friends, I am Satish Pimple and you are watching Let's Talk Physiotherapy. Today's lecture is on roots approach. It will be a short lecture in which I will describe about the roots approach, its principles and some of its facilitatory and inhibitory technique. Then let's start with the roots approach. Margaret Roots included emphasis on controlled sensory stimulation, the use of ontogenic patterns, sequence, and the need to demand a purposeful response through the use of activities. Motor patterns are developed from fundamental reflex patterns present at birth, which are utilized and gradually modified through sensory stimuli until the highest control is gained on the conscious cortical level. So let's start with the principle. For principle, there are four major components of the roots theory. First principle is the normalization of muscle tone. Second is treatment begins at the developmental level of functioning. Third is movement is directed towards functional goal. Fourth, repetition is necessary for the re-education of muscle response. So start with the principle. First is the normalization of tone, that is an evocation of desired muscular responses is accomplished through the use of appropriate sensory stimuli. Correct sensory input is necessary for the development of correct motor response. Second principle, treatment begins at the developmental level of functioning. Sensory motor control is developmentally based and therefore therapy must start at the patient's level of development and the progressive sequential to higher and higher levels of sensory motor control according to the sequences. Third principle, movement is directed towards functional goal, that is movement should be purposeful. Rude used activity to demand a purposeful response from the patient in order to subcortically elicit the desired motor movement function. The response of agonist, antagonist and synergist are reflexively programmed. Fourth principle, repetition is necessary for the re-education of muscular response. Repetition of sensory motor responses is necessary for learning. Now starting with the control sensory input, Rood has used certain facilitating or inhibiting stimuli. The effect of tonic liberating reflex and tonic neck reflex may assist or retard the effects the applied stimulus, and therefore positioning of the patients during treatment is very important. There are some facilitatory and inhibitory technique. I will just list down them. First is the light moving touch, fast brushing, icing. Proprioceptive facilitatory technique includes the heavy joint compression, stretch, which include the intensive stretch, secondary ending stretch, stretch pressure. Then come the resistance, tapping, vestibular stimulation. Others facilitatory technique are also there. Then I will list down some inhibitory techniques like gentle shaking or rocking, slow stroking, slow rolling, light joint compression, tenderness pressure, maintenance stretch and rocking in developmental stages. In this lecture I will just describe few of the facilitatory and inhibitory technique. First start with the lighter stroking. It activates the low threshold A side sensory fibers to activate reflex reciprocal actions of the superficial, phasic or mobilizing muscles. They have short-lived response and easily stimulated. Light stroking of the dorsum of the webs of the fingers or toes or of the palms of the hands or the soles of the feet elicit a phasic withdrawal motion of the stimulated limb. Repeated use of this stimulation will result into a gross extensor reflex pattern. Then second facilitatory technique is easy to remember, which is Thermal facilitation or icing. It includes two types of icing. First is the C icing, second is the A icing. Same effect as brushing and stroking. Icing is administered by the use of plastic popsicle mold, which gives the therapist to handle the hold the ice. First is the C icing is a high threshold stimulus used to stimulate postural tonic responses via the C side sensory fibers. Icing to activate the C fibers is done by holding the ice cube pressed in place for 3 to 5 seconds, then wiping away the water. Ice is a noxious stimuli. A-type icing, that is A icing, is the application of the quick swipes of the ice cube to evoke a reflex withdrawal similar to the response of the light touch. Quick icing is used with flaccid or placid type of muscles. A icing of the upper right quadrant of the abdomen, that is at the level T7 to T9, will result in stimulation of diaphragm, and touching the lips with eyes open the mouth, but eyes inside the tongue or lips will lead to closure of the mouth. This is a rebound effect to icing which occurs approximately 30 seconds after stimulation, in which the muscle so stimulated become temporarily inhibited. Then heavy joint compression. This is hypothesized to facilitate co-contraction of muscles around the joint. Heavy compression referred to resistance greater than the body weight. This activates high threshold joint receptors. Then similarly, tapping can be done on the tendon belly of the muscle. Now I will list down the inhibitory techniques. Inhibitory techniques includes, I have already listed the inhibitory techniques. We start with the light joint compression, also called the joint approximation, is used to inhibit the spastic muscle. It is used to relieve shoulder pain and is very important in the patients of hemiplegic patient. The method is to grasp the patient's elbow and while holding the humerus abducted to about 35 to 45 degree, gently push the head of the humerus into the glenoid fossa and hold it there. The spastic muscle will slow rhythmical movement is inhibiting and relaxing. Slow rolling is done. The patient is slowly rolled from supine to side lying. The therapist holds the patient's shoulder and hip. A decrease in hypertonicity is seen within a minutes. So you can apply this to the patients of Parkinsonism where rigidity is seen. Then neutral warmth refers to maintaining the body heat by wrapping the specific area of inhibition. Example, a cotton blanket can be used. Neutral warmth is used because if heat greater than body temperature is used, a rebound effect may occur within 2 to 3 hours, which means the inhibited muscles become facilitated as they were before the treatment. Now, if you are studying with the roots approach, kindly do refer some books and do read about the ontogenic sequence of motor development, differentiation of the heavy and light muscles, and also read the physiology of muscle receptors and proprioceptors. Now kindly do like, share and subscribe my channel if you like my videos.